Hello everyone, welcome to CodeSoft. In this video, we are going to talk about the group by clause. So let's get started. Now the SQL group by clause is used in collaboration with the select statement to actually arrange identical data into groups. So what do I mean by this is that suppose you have a particular field in which there are similar records present. So you can actually group those similar records into one particular subgroup, and that can be done using this group by clause. So if I give you a small example of this, let's say there is a table of students and there is a field of subject present in it, right? And let's say there are 10 subject present, and whereas the number of students in that table is 100. So with this we mean is that one particular student can give exam of different subjects, right? Now suppose you want to find the number of students who are actually giving exam of one particular subject. We can do that using the group by clause by grouping all the students present in all the students that are giving exam of that particular subject. So this is one such scenario where we can use the group by clause. There are other situations also. So by the name itself, it is very clear that this clause is used to group similar items in a table. Now there are some conditions on the select clause when we use it with the group by clause. So the fields with select statement should be same as the one with the group by clause. So for example, if I'm grouping my data with the field of, let's say, subject, then I can only select the subject field. We cannot use any other field with the select statement if we are grouping the data on some other field, right? Now the second condition is that apart from this we can use aggregate functions with the group by clause. So if I have to simplify these conditions says that I can only use select statement of the field with which the group by is applied. Apart from that, if I actually want to use anything else with the select statement, that can only be the aggregate functions and nothing else. I hope this is fine. So let's look at one query example based on the group by clause. So this is the same table that we have been using so far in this video series. So this has four fields: the name, student ID, subject, and subject marks, and there are five records present in it. Now suppose, as I gave you the example of subject, right? So suppose I want to find out that how many students are actually present in each subject. We can do that using the group by query. So if I read the problem statement, it says you have to find the number of students giving exam of each subject, right? So if I look at this table again, what should be the output of this? It should be that programming having two students, DBMS having two students, and circuit having one student. So in short, if I show you the expected output table, we actually want this output table using certain SQL query, right? So let's dive into the SQL query editor and see how we can actually use this query. So I have already created the table. So if I just do select star from student, so you can just see the whole table. Right, so we are having the same table that I just showed you on the PowerPoint presentation. Now I want to do the grouping. So first thing is we have to select something from student and we have to group by subject. Now why we have to group by subject? Because we want to find out the number of students present in each subject. So we are actually grouping subjects, right? So we are grouping like the groups become programming becomes one group, DBMS becomes second group, and circuits become third group, right? Now what exactly do we want with this group? We actually want the group name, so we can select the subject also, and apart from that we also have to find out the number of students associated with that subject. So we just have to do count star, or you can say count of department. Both of them will give me the same result. So if I just use count star, so this query should actually give me the answer that I want. And you can clearly see that the expected outcome is coming. So programming having two count star, DBMS having two count star, and circuit having one count star. So if I again give you the brief of the query, we are selecting subject and count star from our student table, and we are grouping the table by the subject field. So this is the expected output that we are getting. And if you look at the conditions that we just saw with the group by statement, so both of these conditions are also getting satisfied. The one is that the select queries, the select statement is having the same field as the one with the group by, and any other thing that we are using with select is the aggregate function and nothing else. So the query is actually getting printed very well. Now suppose if I try some other field, let's say ID, so this should give me error because ID is not mentioned with the group by statement. And you can clearly see that there is the error which I was talking about. So those two conditions should be fulfilled. So this is the query that we just saw. Select count star from student group by subject. Right. So that's all with this video. I hope you like the video and the concept of group by is clear. In the upcoming video, we will see how we can apply conditions with the group by statements. So stay tuned to add more festoons into your knowledge garland. Until then, please keep subscribing. Thank you.